Hi, welcome back to Music Theory Logic. My name's Andrew, also known as D period R period U period, Drew Sounds, depending upon where you may have heard my music. But today I wanted to just touch on a subject that is somewhat close to my heart, but that is, self doubt or insecurities. So, one thing that is interesting about like my life in music is like in many ways music has taught me so many things about life in general, and I want to just touch on like basically turning personal doubt, self-doubt, a harsh critic in your head into like your greatest strength. So for me, when I was performing music in a live scenario, like playing guitar in a band in front of people in the moment, that it really taught me a few things. One, I was always incredibly nervous, especially in the beginning of performing live. And I was nervous because I didn't feel like I was good enough. I really never felt like I was good enough in terms of music. Now, that might seem like, I'm a hater on myself, and in some ways I am, but like the beautiful thing about this is that one, I don't think any of us are ever like good enough. Like, what does that mean? Like, I can play a song, so I'm good enough to play that song, but we can always get better. And I think it's really like one of the beautiful things about life, or like a life of purpose, is finding something that draws you in, and focusing on it and seeing, doing things you didn't think were possible through hard work and all that stuff. I really think it's incredible feeling if you do ever do that. So with self-doubt, like with my playing live, I realized something really quickly, and this is really the summary of this video. But I realized because I have such a critical voice in my head, when I would get done playing a show, um, I would always have something that I think I messed up on, or I did mess up on, notes that I knew I didn't play perfectly, or stuff that I knew I was, forgetting stuff, or I played a wrong chord, or really like anything. I would fully identify any of that stuff. And so basically I realized from playing lots of performances that when I got done with a show, even if somebody thought I wasn't playing that good, I usually thought worse of my playing than they did. If somebody, a lot of times, like, playing live, you make mistakes and then people still give you compliments, and you're like, wait a second, that mistake didn't ruin your experience of the performance. And like, no, it doesn't really. And when you're watching other performers, unless you are a performer yourself, or you're like super familiar with whatever song they're playing, it's really hard to tell when subtle mistakes happen. Obviously, if a guitar player pulls their cable out and you can't hear their guitar, that's pretty noticeable. Or if somebody plays like a note that is clashing, like incredibly dissonant, that would also be something that most people would notice. But basically, if you're coming across this video, the trick to turning your critical self-image, or like the way you talk to yourself, into a superpower is just know that, like, if you can face yourself, then there's nothing anyone else can really say to you. It's kind of a beautiful thing. Like if I make a song, like I'm already telling myself that the mix isn't as good as it should be, or the sound design is boring, or I don't feel like it's as good as this other artist, or like whatever I'm thinking, that is like really like the worst thing possible anyway. So like recognizing that's a superpower, because I realize like by doing these videos that, I mean, go ahead. Like, I've had some people like hate on my videos. That's fine. Like, I'm just doing this to try to help people and to voice my opinions and to connect with like-minded individuals. And I already think I look stupid, and I already think I sound bad, and I already think that, like, all these things. And I just got to keep going. And same for all of us out there, or all of you out there. If you are super critical of yourself, know that like every high performer on the planet that I've come across is critical of themselves, and that's how they get better. That's how they always think they should get better. That's why Michael Jordan was showing up to practice as hard as he could, even after being at the top of the sport, or Tiger Woods, like redefining what it was possible on a golf course, still practicing so hard that he essentially like really like hurt his ligaments from the kind of force and repetition. Really, like anyone out there, in order to get better at something, you have to be able to like recognize your weaknesses, and people that recognize their weaknesses objectively usually get better at things faster. So your self-doubt is actually your superpower, and just start seeing it that way, and a lot of things will change. So hopefully that helps. If that helped you, you'd help me out by subscribing to the channel. Feel free to shoot me an email if you have any questions, or if I can help you out in any way. But I always say this at the end of videos: be kind to your fellow human being, and don't take things so seriously. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in to Music Theory Logic.